The Census Bureau says that the Millennials, those who are about 18 to 34 years old, have just passed the baby boomers to become the nation's largest living generation.
This is bringing changes to our society. For instance, as baby boomers move to downsize and clear out their homes, young adults in the millennial generation are saying, "I don't want your stuff." This consignment shop in Clarence is a temporary stop for items that once brightened local homes.
Most women, on a daily basis, I hear this, that their kids don't want this stuff.
This is some of the stuff that didn't get passed down, in part because of a generational shift in the way we live. In general, baby boomers wanted to collect lots of stuff. Their children, the millennials, do not.
I get a lot of things that parents are disappointed that the kids didn't want, but here it is.
I just don't have the room for it.
Leah Riccio says it's a common topic among her peers. Their parents are downsizing and want to unload closets and cupboards full of china, crystal, collectibles, and more. But their children are taking a pass.
There were definitely a lot of frames, a lot of glasses and dishes, things like that, that she thought I would take, even if I didn't use it right now, maybe for eventual use, that I just kind of passed on.
Leah shares a small apartment in the Elmwood Village. With more moves in her future, she's become a minimalist and diplomatically said no to her mother's gifts.
Appreciated the offer, but again, just where I am right now, just kind of trying to keep things tight and not have too many things that will clutter my tiny apartment.
Why don't you take the silver? At least it's not breakable, you know?
Marianne Caprino is one of those baby boomer mothers who now realizes that her own daughter, living in a small New York City area apartment, will take very few of the family treasures.
And my daughter is, you know, not going to entertain and require sterling silver, so I think that's the hardest piece to get rid of, because my mother really wanted me to have it.
Marianne is now clearing the Buffalo home where her late mother lived for 70 years. It's a big and emotional task, so she has hired Jamie Shaner, an expert in downsizing and decluttering, to help sort through the memories.
I couldn't take it apart piece by piece. I couldn't think it through on my own at all. I needed someone to sort of come in and just, okay, analyze it. This is how we will approach it.
And give you permission to throw some things away.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Half the garages I go in have attics over the garage in addition to an attic in the house. They're filled with things.
Jamie has seen a lot of stuff in Buffalo's big old homes, and more is finding the younger crowd travels light.
They're not going for the place setting of 12 with all the 4 different sizes of stemware to go with it. You know, you can pour wine in any shape of a glass and call it dinner.
So Jamie has shuttled a lot of unwanted family stemware and much more to shops like this one, where families hope to at least cash in on their treasures. But that can also be disappointing.
There's just a lot of stuff that isn't worth what people paid for it, and I try to let people know, I'm honest, to say, not going to be able to get what you paid for this. I want to make sure you understand that.
And perhaps adding insult to injury, many millennials don't want the family china, and many shops don't want it either. Here's my good china, service for 12, hardly used. Would you take this china for sale?
Unfortunately, no, and there's a few reasons why. Fine dining is kind of not as popular as it used to be. Not to mention, you've got this beautiful gold trim, and it can't be put in a microwave or a dishwasher. And
so people don't want to buy it.
It loses its appeal as a result, yes.
Organizer Jamie Shaner says all of our stuff will eventually find a home, just not the home we had envisioned. So as millennials create their own efficient and sensible living spaces, boomers must make sense of parting with the things that they spent a lifetime acquiring.
There are people that are out there still buying stuff. It's just they're a little pickier because there's so much stuff to pick from.
But my greatest hope is that everything is just used and appreciated by somebody.
And one reason millennials don't need a lot of things is that, listen to this, I think this is interesting. They've grown up in the digital age with all those things available anytime for any amount of money on the internet. So their collections and their memories are often stored on their computers.
You know, Alina was asking me where I would send her to get a dining room table, and I said, go to these estate sales. People are giving them away.
It's true. You hear it all the time that people are trying to give away the family
Right.
dining room table and chairs. Furniture, especially difficult to hand down, in part because millennials don't have a lot of room. They move a lot, and of course, they're not having those big family dinners yet.